Trish Joanna Brennan. Easton, Pennsylvania 2003. Trish was last seen on July 16, 2003 in Easton, Pennsylvania. Though she was living unhoused at the time, one of her friends, her mother and stepfather contacted local authorities on July 29, 2003 when they were unable to find or get in contact with her. Trish has not been seen or heard from since. Trish has been missing for more than 19 years without a trace. If you have any information regarding Trish's disappearance or her whereabouts, please contact the Easton Police Department at 610-759-2200. At the time of her disappearance in 2003, Trish was described as a 25-year-old Caucasian woman with black hair and brown eyes. She was between 5 foot 3 inch 5'5" tall and weighed approximately 145 to 150 pounds. Trish has a scar on her forehead and scars on both of her eyes. She was last seen wearing a white tank top with blue trim, jean shorts, and sandals or yellow and black sneakers. Today, she would be 44 years old. Date missing: July 16, 2003. Age at incident: 25. Name as number: MP43018. Race: Caucasian/white. Gender: female. Height: 5 foot 3 inch 5'5". Weight: 145 to 150 pounds. Hair color: black. Next. Sabrina Kaler. Missing: June 24, 2002. Erie, Pennsylvania. Sabrina, Bree as she was known to family and friends, was special from the time she was born. She had some difficulty breathing and stopped on several occasions, needing to be resuscitated. This caused a lack of oxygen to the brain, which in turn caused some mental delays in development. Bree, who disappeared 4 days after her 20th birthday, was mentally only about 14 to 16 years of age. Sabrina was kind and loving. She was very trusting and naive even with people she barely knew. Kaler was last seen at a swimming hole in western Erie County, Pennsylvania. On June 24, 2002. She was in the company of a David Sherman Heck at the time. A photograph of Heck is posted below this case summary. He is a friend of Kaler's boyfriend. While Kaler and Heck were at the swimming pool, there was apparently a confrontation with Heck's ex-girlfriend. Heck claims he took Kaler to an ice cream stand and then dropped her off to see a movie at West Erie Plaza Movie Theater after they left the swimming hole. He is considered a suspect in her disappearance. Police have stated that they do not believe Heck's story about dropping Kaler off at the theater. He drove Kaler around in a black and red Ford Bronco on the day of her disappearance. A witness claimed Kaler may have visited the Elk Creek access area, a popular local fishing spot, the day she disappeared. It is unknown whether the woman seen was Kaler or another individual who resembled her. Heck was incarcerated on burglary charges after Kaler disappeared. Kaler graduated from East High School, where she was in special education classes, in 2001. Her mother describes her as a very naive young woman. Kaler was declared legally dead in 2009. Her disappearance remains unsolved. If you have any information concerning this case, please contact Erie Police Department. 8148701157. Suspect's photo. Coming up next. Karen Wells. Karen was a beloved mother that was taking a well-deserved trip out of town. Karen Denise Wells had made plans to visit her friend, Melissa Shepard, in Bergen, New Jersey. This was a long way from Haskell, Oklahoma, but the family was confident that she could make the trip, as she had often driven to South Dakota by herself. She embarked on a trip cross-country from Oklahoma, calling her friend periodically as she came closer to her destination. Karen encountered some trouble along the way. She was miles past her route to New Jersey and had needed to ask for help since she ran out of gas on a main road. She managed to double back to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and checked into a motel room in town. She had made a series of phone calls to her friend in New Jersey, and ended the conversation by having Melissa come to visit her at the motel and asking for directions to a local McDonald's for dinner. Melissa reported Karen as missing the next day. When Melissa arrived at Karen's hotel room, there was no sign of her, and the hotel room key was still inside the room. Her suitcase was in the room as well, but her purse was missing. Hours later, Karen's rental car was found abandoned on a desolate stretch of road 35 miles away, with 600 to 700 miles over the expected odometer count. There were remnants of a fast food meal, soda bottles, shoes, maps, marijuana, cocaine, and a pipe inside the car. Her purse and a bag of fish guts were found thrown off the side of the road near the abandoned car. The car itself was dirty and muddy, with notable scratches, the front doors ajar, no gas, and a dead battery. No further clues or leads have ever surfaced surrounding Karen's disappearance. If you have any information on this case, please call FBI's VICAP line at 800-634-4097. Date missing: April 12, 1994. Birthday: September 22, 1970. Current age: 53. Age at incident: 23. Name as number: MP5386. Race: Caucasian/white. Gender: female. Height: 5 feet 6 inches. Weight: 115 pounds. Hair color: blonde. If you have a loved one you would like featured on my channel, email me at downtimemysteries@gmail.com. Or drop me a comment below. A mother of 5 vanishes in a small Kentucky town. Crystal Rogers. Bardstown, Kentucky. July 3, 2015. She was 35 years old when she vanished. At first glance, Bardstown seems quaint and filled with all the charms of a small town, however, it's filled with sinister secrets. Many who live in Bardstown believe that Crystal's disappearance could be linked to 4 other unsolved cases in Bardstown. The murder of on-duty Bardstown police officer Jason Ellis on May 25, 2013, the double homicide of Kathy and Samantha Netherland on April 22, 2014, and the murder of Crystal's father, Tommy Ballard, on November 19, 2016. Crystal was last seen on the afternoon of July 3, 2015, playing games on her phone at her home. She lived with her boyfriend, Brooks Houck, which was the last time she would be seen alive. The next day, Crystal would be reported missing by her mother, Sherry Ballard, after she couldn't make contact with Crystal. A short time after filing a missing person report, Crystal's parked red Chevrolet Impala car would be discovered on Bluegrass Parkway near mile marker 14 in Bardstown. Crystal's keys, phone, and purse would also be inside the car. The car was taken into police custody to be tested for forensic evidence. However, in the Oxygen docuseries The Disappearance of Crystal Rogers, the car appeared like it was never tested. No items from her car were ever booked into evidence. In the time since Crystal went missing, her family did everything possible to bring their daughter home, including putting a missing person sign in the exact location where Crystal's car is discovered. Her family was incredibly vocal about the lack of support they received from Crystal's boyfriend, Brooks. On July 8, 2015, Brooks would deny any connection or involvement in Crystal's disappearance. During this interview, Brooks' brother, Nick Houck, would call him, advising him to not talk to officers. However, it wouldn't be long before he would be named a suspect and authorities would announce that Crystal is presumed dead. On July 15, Bardstown police officer Nick Houck, Brooks' brother, would be interviewed by Nelson County Sheriff's Office in relation to the case. He would agree to take a polygraph test several days later, which he would ultimately fail. As a result, Nick Houck was fired from Bardstown Police Department on October 16, 2015, because of interfering with the ongoing investigation. The Ballard family experienced another tragedy just a year after Crystal vanished. On November 19, 2016, Tommy Ballard would be shot and killed while out hunting with his young grandson on his farm. Tommy was a fierce advocate for his daughter's case, who kept a detailed record of Crystal's case. It is believed that Crystal's case is somehow connected to Tommy's murder. On the 1-year anniversary of Tommy's death, yellow and black signs started showing up around Bardstown, including one that read "Detective Houck killed Rogers." By 2020, the FBI Louisville takes over the investigation and quickly issues multiple federal warrants to search 3 different properties belonging to Nick and Brooks Houck. The FBI would find items of interest but have not released what was discovered on the properties. In July 2020, remains were discovered and taken to FBI headquarters in Quantico, but it was determined that the remains did not belong to Crystal. Crystal's case is still unsolved and her body has not been found. Crystal Rogers is described as 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing 150 pounds, with shoulder-length blonde hair and blue eyes. FBI Louisville is offering $25,000 for any information that leads to an arrest, conviction, or identification of the individuals responsible for Crystal's disappearance. However, the family is offering an additional reward. If you know something regarding Crystal's disappearance, please contact the FBI tip line at 1-800-CALL-FBI. Coming up next, Jason Ellis. A police officer is gunned down on the highway after his shift. Bardstown, Kentucky. May 25, 2013. Jason Ellis was a young father of 2 boys, a husband, and a police officer for Bardstown, Kentucky, who joined the force in 2006. In 2008, he was awarded Officer of the Year. Ellis typically worked the night shift with his K-9 partner, Figo, who spent most of their time taking drugs off the street. Jason was the only K-9 officer on the Bardstown PD. "We were in love," she said. "We had a happy marriage. We had hopes and dreams and a future we had planned. My kids had their dad. When that was taken from me, our whole world was turned upside down and shattered. I no longer had hopes and dreams. My kids will never have their dad." During the early morning hours of May 25, 2013, Jason had completed an arrest of an unidentified individual whom he brought to the Bardstown jail. He signed off for the night and was heading home. When Jason approached the exit 34 exit ramp of the Bluegrass Parkway, he noticed several branches on the road preventing him from driving. He moved his patrol car to prevent others from driving onto the ramp, exited his patrol car, and put his lights on. While moving the branches, Officer Jason Ellis would be shot multiple times by a 12-gauge gun. His K-9 partner, Figo, was not with him during the shooting. It would later be revealed by police that the shooter was likely on a hill. A few minutes later, 2 passers-by stopped, a woman in a Toyota Corolla and Chad Monroe, who was parked behind the unidentified woman. Monroe exited his vehicle and noticed Jason lying on the ground. Monroe informed the unidentified woman about what he saw, and she called for help from Jason's patrol car. Jason would be pronounced dead on the scene. No suspect has ever been publicly named. Jason's case remains unsolved. However, many in Bardstown believe that Jason's murder is connected to the 3 other unsolved cases: the double homicide of Kathy and Samantha Netherland on April 22, 2014, the disappearance of Crystal Rogers on July 3, 2015, and the murder of Crystal's father, Tommy Ballard, on November 19, 2016. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $50,000 for any information relating to an arrest for Jason's case. If you have any information, please contact 1-800-CALLFBI.